I'm Kirsten Winn from Winstead Stables. I'm the foundation coach for the Quintessential Rider. Today we're going to be looking at protocol for warm-up arena etiquette. I'm going to go along the lines of the etiquette that Sinisa put out for the young riders, as well as what's available on Show Jumping SA. Alright, so today I've got 3 students that are going to be helping me with the warm-up arena etiquette. Alex Steenbeck is on Saratoga Tipperary. This is one of the young horses that I'm producing. So while we're going through the lesson, I'm going to touch base on how I would warm up a young horse at a show, especially a horse going to its first show. Then I've got Chamonix on Chance. Chance is an older pony. She tends to get quite excited in a warm-up arena. So Chamonix needs to also, plan her warm-up well that doesn't then interfere her round. Then I've got Maxine de Toy on Flight. Flight is also quite a hot pony, so we're going to just touch base on all of that. Okay, so today, because we're going to be doing warm-up arena etiquette, I want, my riders need to be dressed correctly. It's for safety. So looking at Maxine, she's dressed for a jumping lesson. She's going into jumping, she's got a well-fitted helmet, correctly fitted helmet. She's got her gloves on, correct jumping boots for safety for the horse. Flight is tacked up correctly in well-fitted tack. She's got her jumping bridle on, which is correctly fitted bridle. She's got a martingale, running martingale. This is an elasticated martingale. Got a correct fitted jumping saddle with a kick plate girth and tendon boots in front. When working in an arena, you need to make sure that the arena is a safe environment. So looking at my jumping arena, there's no foreign objects lying around. The jumps are correctly built on correct jumping equipment cups. The ox is built with safety cups behind. We've got flags which indicate the direction which the jump should be jumped in. It's important that there's nothing in the arena, for example, dogs running across the arena. All of this is for the safety of the riders. All 3 of my demo riders are dressed in the correct riding gear. Safety comes first. Right, so I'm going to show a few examples of arena etiquette when it comes to the warm-up arena. This warm-up arena is obviously a lot quieter than what you're going to expect at a show. At a show you can expect up to 15 people at the same time, people on young horses, riders on stallions. It becomes chaos. So we're just going to run through a few things to make your life in the warm-up arena a little easier. Right, when it comes to warm-up arenas, this is a very stressful environment. It's before you go into the arena. Your warm-up is what could dictate and mold your round. If anything goes wrong in the warm-up arena, this could have huge impact on your actual jumping round. My advice when I chat to my riders about the warm-up arena, you want to try stay calm. So try make the warm-up arena an easy zone. So I always encourage my riders to start off on the left rein. If they start off on the left rein, they can then stay on the outside of the fence because you're passing left to left. You don't then have to constantly dodge. Especially when you're on young horses, the more you're steering and trying to miss one another, the more tense that horse then becomes. So I'm going to use my riders for a few examples. Another, I suppose like a pet hate when it comes to warm-up arenas is when riders stop to talk to their coach. The warm-up arenas are not big enough for you to stop on the side and chat to your coach while you're warming up. I encourage my riders to rather move out of the warm-up arena, or if you really need to chat to your coach, ask a question, maybe get your girth tightened, try going to one of the corners where there's less traffic. But along the fence, and especially close to the jumps, there's high volume traffic. There's tense horses, people jumping. You want to try keep the warm-up arena as safe as possible. Another thing, if you know your horse kicks, please mark it with a red ribbon. This is for the other rider's safety. If I've got a young horse that I think is unpredictable and I'm not sure whether it kicks, I put a red ribbon in its tail just to show riders, don't come up close behind me. I don't actually know what my horse or how my horse would react. Also warn people around you. If you know that your horse is going to lash out, tell someone, please don't come too close or give me space. Communicate with the other riders in the warm-up arena. The communication is important. Even when you're going into a jump, call which fence you're going to so that the other riders and the other instructors are aware that you're approaching that jump. Right, when passing one another in the warm-up arena to avoid crashing, it's important that you follow the warm-up arena rules, which is pass left shoulder to left shoulder. So I'm going to show an example of Maxine and Alex passing. When you pass, also be aware of the other horse. You don't want to go too close to them. So make sure that you give each rider enough passing space. All right, so let's pass left to left. Another step in the warm-up arena is when you're wanting to overtake a horse, the slow-moving horse needs to move to the inside track. So for an example now, my two riders are going to come past. The cantering horse is going to stay on the outside of the fence, the trotting horse on the inside of the fence. Right, so the faster moving horse will pass on the outside, slow-moving horse on the inside track. If the slow-moving horse is on the outside of the track, you can ask that rider to move onto the inside so that you can pass. Try and make a decision early. In some instances, you would need to then cut through the track. If you're cutting on the inside, make sure that you're not then in the space of the jump. It's important to try to keep the warm-up arena as fluid as possible. So, by following the rules and sticking to the outside track if you're moving a little quicker, passing left to left, it also, keeps it safe. You don't want to cut another rider off and, possibly get in the way of a jump. So if you look at behind me, you'll see my riders working together, communicating, sticking to the left rules. All of this is for, the best possible safety and to keep the warm-up arena moving. Now moving on to the jumping in the warm-up arena, I'm going to use my three riders to show you, a few scenarios of what, could happen in a warm-up arena, how you should behave, and how to get the most out of your warm-up arena time. Right, so looking at the warm-up jumps, you've got your red on your right, white flag on the left. Always make sure you jump your warm-up jump in the correct direction. All right, canter on, guys. We'll start off with Max coming to the cross. All right, when you're in the warm-up arena, start off with the cross pole. That's where we're going to start the warm-up. You're going to come around, make sure that you call that you're coming to the cross, that riders are aware where you're going. Afterwards, travel straight so that you don't cut off another rider. Chamonix, you can come to the cross. Right, so keep your eyes up. Travel straight afterwards. Right, now for example, Alex, you're going to come back to the trot. Alex is on a young horse that gets quite tense. So she's going to trot the cross pole and give the horse time to just settle down in the warm-up and not just race through to the next fence. There we go. Right. Now, after doing the cross pole, we're going to move on to the vertical. If you look at this vertical, it's got a ground line on the floor. It's very important that a warm-up jump, sticking to the rules, you have to have a ground line. This bottom ground line pole may not be on the other side of the fence. It has to stay either under the fence or in front of the fence. Right, Maxine, come to the vertical. If you look at my flags, we've got red on the right, white on the left. This indicates the direction in which the warm-up jump should be jumped. There again, Maxine is showing that you travel straight afterwards, that you don't cut another rider off. Chamonix, come to the vertical. It's very important to be aware of the other riders in the warm-up arena. Another thing to be aware of when you're in the warm-up arena is don't go in and jump bigger than what you're going to be doing in the arena. Make sure the warm-up arenas are, the jumps are at the correct height for your grade. Right, when you have a vertical in the warm-up arena, both poles need to be positioned on a cup. So if you wanted to lower the fence, you would need to move the cup down. You may not put it down like that. That is illegal. It has to be kept on cups. If you're wanting to remove the top pole from the vertical, make sure you take it down on both sides. Right, so if I'm wanting to make the warm-up jump smaller, I'm going to move the cups down The jump needs to be level on both sides, so make sure that you're doing exactly the same on both sides. Right, so it's important to keep the pole on both cups on both sides. You may not put the pole behind the fence like that in order to lower it. Keep the fence on both cups. Right, same when you're going up. Bringing both cups up to the same height, making sure you have the fence level. You may also alter the middle pole. Right, when it comes to the ground line may be under the fence or brought forward in front of the fence. You know, being a coach that goes to lots of Sinisa shows and lower grade shows where you have lots of new riders doing their show for the first time, the biggest safety concern I have is riders jumping the jumps in the wrong direction. You know, this creates a huge problem from a safety point of view because the jumps are not designed to be jumped backwards, especially when it comes to oxes, and the other riders are then not aware that you're approaching the fence. So please be very aware of the flags. Make sure that you know in which direction you're jumping the warm-up jump. Red on your right, white on your left. All right, my riders are now going to come to the oxer. They're both aware of the direction in which they should be jumping the oxer. If you're in a busy warm-up arena, sometimes there's going to be a time where you're going to come to the jump at the same time. It's important not to be following. So I'm going to show here, Maxine's going to jump the oxer. Chamonix realized she was too close. She looked around her shoulder that she wasn't cutting off another rider, made a circle. She'll now say, coming to oxer. There we go. Very good. Very good. So you need to be very aware of the other riders. Don't follow right behind someone else. Keep a gap. And this is also for safety. Should the rider before you canter and knock the fence down, if you're right behind them, you don't want to then jump that same jump. You need space. If you feel you're too close to the horse in front of you, you can circle and then the next, wait for a bigger gap before you jump the vertical. Right, so what I'm going to show now, if you were riding around and you're wanting to change direction, it's very important to make sure you don't cross behind the back of the fences. So I'm going to show you now. Alex is going to turn and come behind the back of the warm-up arena. Now, if you had to turn and come behind the jumps like that, you're then interfering with the warm-up jumps and a rider then approaching the warm-up jump. So it's very important to try avoid that. Don't go behind a warm-up jump. Especially you're a little bit nervous, you're looking down, you're worrying about your horse and you forget about the other riders in the warm-up arena. I tend to encourage my riders to try stay, if you're nervous, if you're on a young horse, stay on the left rein, stick to the fence, then you've got time not to have to, avoid other riders. Try come up through the middle of the arena and only change direction at the top, that you're not going behind a jump and interfering with someone's jump. There, Alex was showing a change of rein. Another way to change rein is to do a little loop in the corner. So Alex, do a turn back in the corner to change direction. Now if you look at Alex, she's not cutting anyone off. She's turning around her shoulder. She's looking, finding a gap and changing direction. There we go. Right, another little pointer for the warm-up arena. If you have finished your warm-up and you're walking around, it's very frustrating, especially when you're in a busy warm-up arena, if riders walk next to each other chatting. This takes up a lot of space in the warm-up arena. Rather stay in single file. Don't go next to one another. Like I touched base on in the beginning of the video, we were talking about when you needed to talk to your coach and how unsafe it is to stop on the side of the arena in a busy warm-up arena to talk to your instructor. I always encourage my riders to leave the warm-up arena, talk outside. If you're needing to put your riding jacket on or alter any of your tack in the warm-up arena, it's far safer to go outside and do it outside instead of in the busy hustle of the warm-up arena. If you were needing to stand for example, ask your instructor or ask the jump official to change the height of the jump. You can stand next to a fence in between the two warm-up jumps, but never stop in front of a jump. If your horse is being badly behaved and you are battling and maybe stopping in front of a fence, try and move on. Be considerate of the other riders in the warm-up arena. A few final points for a warm-up arena when it comes to the rules. Right, most important, remember to pass left to left. Slow moving horses move to the inside track. Don't dawdle, don't stand in the warm-up arena. Keep the warm-up arena as fluid as possible. If you're needing to chat to your coach, don't stop on the side of the arena. Move out of the way. Either exit the warm-up arena or stand in the corner. Don't cut across the warm-up arena. If you're needing to change direction, look up, look over your shoulder. Try change direction maybe in a corner or come up through the middle of the arena. Don't turn behind the back of the fences. If you're warming up using a dressage whip, you may only do the flat work with a dressage whip. Don't canter a fence with that dressage whip. That could then result in you being eliminated. Remember when jumping to jump the jumps in the correct direction. Red on your right, white on your left. Call out to the other riders so they know that you're approaching a fence. If you're too close to the rider in front of you, rather make a circle and reapproach. This is all for your own safety. Make sure that the warm-up jumps are also at the correct height. You don't want to canter into a fence on a horse that's not warmed up and the fence is too big. Rather have someone there to alter the fence, or if the venue's provided equipment, staff to help you alter the fence, make sure that you're starting your warm-up correctly. Right, when at a show, make sure that you use the allocated warm-up arena, especially when you're at a multidiscipline show like a Sinisa show. It's very frustrating. The warm-up arenas are a little bit small, you've got lots of riders. If you are getting ready for a jumping class, it's very unfair to then go and make use of the dressage warm-up arena. From a rules point of view, you also need to jump in your allocated warm-up arena. Some shows have stewards in the arena and the stewards are there to monitor what's happening in the warm-up arena. If you then move to a different arena that is not allocated to you and jump, you could get eliminated. When you're at a multidiscipline show, there's also some venues that might possibly have cross-country jumps on the venues. It's illegal to go and jump a jump that hasn't been flagged and marked for you to jump. So make sure whatever obstacles you jump are jumps that are in your allocated warm-up arena and that have been set up for you. A few points of etiquette to remember. You need to share the warm-up arena with other riders. If you are on a naughty horse, be aware that your horse could injure someone else. Be respectful in the warm-up arena. Be aware of the other riders. When walking around, don't walk and chat. Keep a single file. If you're needing to put your riding jacket on or alter your tack, move out of the arena so that you're not cutting off another rider. If you know that your horse could kick or buck out, rather pop a red ribbon in its tail so other riders are aware that your horse could lash out. You want to try to keep the warm-up arena as safe as possible. Respect your other riders. Right, thanks to my 3 riders for helping me today to demonstrate warm-up arena etiquettes and rules. I hope you all enjoyed and understood the little advice and pointers that I've been able to give you. For more information on warm-up arena etiquette and your show jumping rules, we'll put PDF downloads on the Quintessential Riders website for you to go look through. Please stay tuned for more of my videos. We look forward to seeing you soon.